If you're a parent of a teenager in Texas, you've probably heard that school vouchers are coming. Only they're not technically vouchers. The official term is Education Savings Account, or ESA, and they're set to reshape how many families access private education in our state. In this video, I'll give you the essentials: how ESA works, how it might affect tuition, and what schools are likely to participate, and what it means for your family. Starting in the 2026-27 school year, the Texas ESA program will provide around $10,000 per student per year for private school tuition. Students with disabilities may receive up to $30,000, and even homeschool families can qualify for $2,000 annually. In total, the state is funding 90,000 ESA slots for the first year. That may sound like a lot, but there are nearly 6 million school-aged children in Texas. Not everyone who applies will be accepted right away. So, how do you get in? Families will apply through an online system managed by the Texas Comptroller's Office or possibly through certified partner organizations. If there are more applicants than available slots, the program will prioritize students in this order. First, students with disabilities, which includes both students served through special education under an IEP and students receiving accommodations under Section 504 plans. After that, priority goes to low to moderate income households. That means families earning up to 500% of the federal poverty level, which is currently around $160,000 a year for a family of 4. Once approved, the ESA funds go into a state-managed account, and parents authorize quarterly tuition payments directly to participating private schools. Now, there's been a lot of debate about whether the ESA program will drive up private school tuition. Let's take a look at what's happened elsewhere. In Iowa, which launched an ESA program in the 2023-24 school year, demand significantly outpaced supply. Over 29,000 students applied for ESA funds, but there were only about 9,000 open seats in accredited private schools. This imbalance between demand and available seats contributed to tuition increases in Iowa, with some schools raising kindergarten tuition over 20% after the program launched. But Texas may play out differently. The Texas Private School Association estimates there are approximately 71,000 vacant seats statewide. With the program planning to fund around 90,000 students in its first year, the supply of private school seats is projected to be more aligned with demand. This closer alignment could mitigate immediate tuition increases, especially in the short term. That said, in high demand markets like major metro areas, some schools may raise prices over time, especially if they expand facilities or support services to meet new enrollment. Looking at another state, Arizona expanded its ESA program to universal eligibility in 2022. While some private schools in Arizona did increase tuition, the average increases were modest, around $1,050 over a 2-year period, according to one statewide analysis. That's close to inflation and well below what we saw in Iowa. Now, some families have asked whether the ESA programs take funding away from public schools. It's important to clarify, the bill does not cut public school funding or reduce its state appropriation. That funding remains intact. However, public schools in Texas are funded based off student attendance. So if a student leaves a public school to attend a private school using ESA funds, the public school will receive less funding in the future, not because funding was taken away, but because that student is no longer part of their enrollment count. One thing that's important to understand, private schools are not required to participate in ESA. Some may opt out, at least initially, due to concerns about oversight, mandatory testing, or losing autonomy over curriculum or admissions. But here's the reality. Eventually, it seems likely that all private schools will participate. Why? Because when parents know they're eligible for $10,000 in tuition support, they're going to expect their school to accept it. Schools that opt out risk appearing exclusive or out of touch, even if they're acting on principle. So, what should you be watching for as a parent? Start by checking if your family qualifies. Watch for updates from the Texas Comptroller about when applications open, and research which schools plan to participate in ESA. And track how tuition and fees may change over the next couple of years. And of course, Don't just follow the money, think about where your child will thrive. What kind of environment, pace, and support will help them grow into the best version of themselves? At the Tenney School, we're closely tracking the ESA rollout. While we haven't made a final decision about participating, we're committed to helping families stay informed and prepared. We want to be your go-to source for understanding Texas private education, not just now, but as the landscape evolves in the years ahead. This video was helpful. Please like, subscribe, and drop a comment below if you have questions or thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on TennyTube.